Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Total War Troy. Today we are going to be putting Achilles to the test and we will truly find out if he is as mighty a warrior as they say. This is a battle from one of my campaign Let's Plays I did and it was absolutely intense. I felt like I had to go ahead and do a battle replay on it because sometimes Troy's battles can be good, they can be silly, they can be annoying, they can be fun. There's kind of a whole mix in there and this battle was definitely a bit of everything really, and we definitely had one hell of an engagement. So a little bit of backstory before we do dive into this engagement. My forces have been conquering the majority of Greece and now we find ourselves on the doorstep of Troy, making ready the islands to be our fortresses so we can keep on hopping from one to one to one and then eventually make it to Troy itself. However, the enemy have stood in our way and they have around about 2.5 full stacks. So the battle is pretty scary, the amount of soldiers they actually have, and I haven't really got the strongest line in the world. I've got a handful of spearmen, which for basic ones without any of the god buffs look kind of a bit shitty. If we go and actually take a look at the stats, you can see for yourself, like, they're not exactly kicking ass quite yet. I do have some Aegean runners, which are absolutely amazing for Achilles. They definitely get stuck in and do some serious work. I have a line of the Achaean slingers, so again, not even the renowned ones. We also have the 2 units of club warriors as well, which again are okay, but without Zeus's bonuses to kind of do fall to the side. But we also have 2 units of chariots, so you know, these are again not the highest upgraded chariots, but they are still chariots nonetheless. So we've got 2 units of these bad boys, which are definitely going to turn the tide in our favor. But we are fighting 2 full heroes, a lot of missiles, a lot of superior infantry. It's not going to be easy. We are going to be utilizing both some of the map itself, and this is one of the things I love about the Troy maps that you can see are actually outside of the settlement as well. I love the fact that, you know, these maps do have terrain and stuff that you do utilize throughout, you know, more than any other Total War. It's absolutely great. It's just, I wish they were a bit bigger, if I'm being honest, because a big battle like this where you do have, you know, 7,000, almost 8,000 men, the maps need to be bigger. They really, really do for situations like this, and, you know, they're so good otherwise. They really, really are. So I obviously see the AI really trying to form up. They've got so many men filtering on, I think over 60 units, or I think 45 units, 40, maybe 50 units. That is going to be pretty scary, right? So I just need to kind of pounce on the enemy and use the AI's stupidity, use the AI's disruption as they're trying to figure out where to put all their units to my advantage. So I'm immediately going to be diving forward, throwing my Aegean runners and basically just trying to get in onto their missiles, open up avenues for my chariots to move around, and then just kind of like collapse in. Again, I do have some light swordsmen on this far right flank who actually look really spectacular. They look amazing. Unfortunately though, these guys are not very good. Even though they do look a lot better, the Aegean runners kick ass compared to these guys. So they're going to really struggle. And obviously as well, I'm hoping that Achilles, because I believe at this point as well, Achilles is insanely strong. As you can see, he has 1,800 melee damage. It's insane. He has amazing armor piercing as well. So yeah, Achilles just goes to ham and he'll be able to kill the majority of the enemy heroes. We're going to start off. I've got some Aegean javelinmen and they're going to be throwing in a handful of volleys just into these harpies, because again the harpies do pretty crazy damage. They also do a morale damage as well, so the sooner these guys go down the better. And then I do actually end up managing to get some of my spearmen and the Aegean runners locked into combat with them, which was actually really nice. As we go down the battle line, we can see more of my guys moving in, and again that silly collision kind of bug or intention. I don't know what it is about Troy, but yeah, that should never happen. 2 units run into each other and then they're enveloping me because of that. It's really silly, like super silly, but you know, is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. So yeah, we're going to be engaging them heavy shielded spearmen. Pretty scary unit, but I'm sure the Aegeans can keep them in place. I also am able to go and get some of my Aegean runners onto a lot of their lighter militia, but militia isn't really the scarier units. It's more about kind of their heavy shield warriors and a handful of their missiles, which I'm really scared, because I mean, look how many missiles are back here. If they all focus me down, I'm already heavily outnumbered. It's not going to be a good sign. But we are able to get some of our infantry stuck in. And again, I'm happy the light swords are fighting on militia. They're obviously going to struggle against the shielded spearmen, but everyone else are going to do great against. So not too fussed right there. And now my chariots are starting to come into play. You guys already know, I'm sure by every other YouTuber, just how amazing chariots are in Total War Troy. Well, this battle is no exception. They're going to be able to rip through the harpies, sending them down, and then obviously rotating around. And again, there's a lot of light infantry here, so my chariots are going to be doing some serious work in this battle. Over in the center as well, we do have Achilles just trying to hold up as many units as possible, really trying to cause them to focus on them. The main battle line is looking pretty insane. If you take a look at it, it's quite hard to actually tell who's who, but yeah, the main battle line is pretty thick. Both sides really throwing in units. But again, my morale is just not looking good. At this right flank, like I'm already breaking. We've literally been engaged for about 10 seconds, and my light swords are already breaking. They really struggle in a prolonged engagement, and their numbers are really coming into a play once again over here, getting a great charge off onto my heavy club warriors. Luckily, they're a little bit tankier, so they're going to be able to withstand this a bit, but even still, it's going to be painful. My chariots, though, are doing chariot things, just ransacking the back enemy line, which is amazing. About to get a perfect charge into the back of these heavily armored shield warriors. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely insane stuff. Rips right through them, comes out the other end. Absolutely amazing. But as you can see, my front line has completely collapsed. There is nothing left, as Ian Bill would say. The right flank, I've got militia running around. They're already onto my missile line. This is very scary. The one saving grace is I do have Achilles taking down the enemy hero, who is an archer hero as well. So Achilles is just going to melt him. I think as well I popped up a bunch of, yeah, look at all the bonuses Achilles has as well. So we've got Vanquisher on right now, and he's going to bring him down, hopefully pretty quickly. Again, it takes a little bit longer than I thought it would for an Archer General to die, and he has popped his Divine Favor as well, which will give him some big bonuses, but he should die pretty soon. And I'm just really relying on the rest of my line to hold. My chariots are doing serious work, actually end up getting charged here, which was pretty bad. However, with the support of chariots and the fact that my missiles kept on falling back, I was able to kind of divert the enemy position, and now I'm able to get my chariots into the back. I've got one chariot going into the back of their infantry line, just trying to cause as much disruption as possible. And as you can see, right into the back there. Should bring him down. And then the other chariot. Oh, the other chariot's also going to go? No, I'm going to send the other chariot into the missiles, knowing that, you know, I need some big breaks, and this is a great way to reduce the enemy number. So the chariots are just going to tear through these slingers. They're going to kind of diverse and disperse, is the word I was looking for, into several directions. But my chariots are going to do some good jobs. You can already see the morale damage I'm doing. A lot of these militia will come back, but it's still, you know, enough. And my missiles are just causing, you know, massive disruption to their lines as well, spreading in every direction and just hammering them as they do run after me. Again, luckily, I'm in a pretty good situation where the enemy are mainly got militia, so they just don't stand up to, you know, heavy missile fire. They will end up going down. You can see this unit is coming over, but I've split my men up in several directions. I've got my units that have come back from routing, running back into the fight. And obviously the rest of my missiles are all on skirmish. So that's pretty good. Achilles has now managed to defeat the Archer General as well. He sent him packing. I don't think he killed him. I think he routed. So that was, I guess, pretty good. And again, them chariots still doing God's work back there. 200 kills on this one and 400 so far on this chariot. Absolutely insane stuff. Missile still ranging in as well. Again, the AI is going to really tunnel vision on this section of the battlefield, which is, as I can say, just really beneficial for me, because if they spread out all their men and committed way more to chasing down my missiles, I would be in a pretty tricky situation, I'm not going to lie. It would be a lot more difficult than it is at the moment. However, they are starting to maneuver more men over here. But Achilles is now arriving back in the fight. I really want to get Achilles onto this general unit. But all this time, my chariots are just running in. One's got 500 now, one's got 400. And basically just making sure none of these guys back here do come back from routing. Because if they do come back from routing, oh, it will be a bad day for me. I need to make sure that these guys get this little skull and flag next to their name instead of a running man. And then I can kind of leave them. They're off the field of battle. and move on. The AI is going to do some smart stuff though, and actually disrupt more units after my missiles. The more they do this, the harder it's going to be. And the fact that both their heroes are also chasing me is kind of bad because, you know, I want Achilles to move in and kill these guys. So the more they go and fight Achilles, the better it is for me. But unfortunately, they're going to be running away, which kind of sucks because it does mean that the heroes aren't going to be dying, so it means their morale's not going to be going down. However, Achilles has now popped his divine favor, and he's just going to be in there. Again, it kind of looks kind of stupid. The heroes in Troy, they definitely make it so that the heroes are much more designed for killing heroes. It's kind of like how I see it in Troy. It's like heroes are there to kill, to fight heroes, and the army's there to fight the army. They don't really interact, which was very different to how they did Troy, how they did Three Kingdoms. In Three Kingdoms, it was the heroes there to kill everyone. So I much prefer the way they've done it, at least in Troy. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's, you know, hopefully the final product, but it's better. It's better than it was in Three Kingdoms, in my opinion. Having kind of the heroes there to kill the heroes and the army there to kill the army. It kind of, I guess, speaks a bit more about the era, more so. And as I said, I prefer it more than anything else. It gives more weight to the army, which is kind of cool. Back to this battle, we are still having a pretty intense engagement. My chariots have come back here trying to disrupt anything away from this blob. Achilles will tank this blob all day. He's not going to kill anyone. He's only got 60 kills, which is hardly anything. But he's going to tank it, and that's the most important thing. And I'm just going to try and pin down these segregated units with my chariots. My missiles are continuing just to harass these guys. Fire, run away, fire, run away. And now the chariots are going to come back in. An amazing charge there. Even though they're going through spearmen, chariots can do the world. And yeah, rip through them the harpies. Killing the harpies were important. And then I've also got this unit of chariots in. I kind of realized that Achilles was fine fighting that. So I decided to actually end up bringing the chariots back so that they could actually deal with these spearmen. And by routing them spearmen, it will hopefully obviously free up. And then obviously once my chariots go into this blob, oh, it'll be a great situation. But again, both these heroes are still left alive, which is, yeah, very scary. My slingers are still firing and actually getting a really nice volley into the back there of these shielded spearmen. But we got more men coming over to try and pin these guys down. But until they do, the slingers will just go ham. Continue to hit them. And here we go. The chariots now coming into this huge blob. We're already up to 800 kills on that one and 800 kills on the other one. It's just insane. And with a double slam in there by the chariots, Achilles there. I believe Achilles has some frightening abilities as well. The enemy units are exhausted. And it's just a mass rout. It's bloody beautiful seeing all the units actually just rout in one big go. I mean, is it ridiculous? Yes. Is it stupid? Yes. But is it glorious to watch? I mean, you cannot deny that at all. I'm just able to break all of that. Achilles tanked it, but chariots cleaned them up. And as you can see, they're just on some insane kills. 1,100 kills on that one and 900 on the other. Whilst my missiles just kind of kite around the enemy units. And now this kind of frees up Achilles. But as you can see, I've got barely nothing left. Balance power is still slightly in the enemy favor. They still have two heroes. Achilles has kind of popped all of his special abilities, and they're only going to be getting theirs pretty soon back. These two, this guy already has his special divine power. And my missiles are running low on ammunition as well, and there's, you know, a lot less directions for them to run. So at this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I make sure everything routes, and then Achilles can actually turn around, come back, and look to engage their heroes, because I still, you know, pretty confident Achilles can at least kill this hero. This one might be a little bit more difficult, but he is only a defender, so his damage shouldn't be too crazy. And luckily, I got some of my my Achaean runners back as well. Or the Achaean javelin men even. They're going to come back and help out here as well. Again, the chariot's going to come flying in that rank. Oh, damn, they are so ridiculously OP. I mean, a lot of these guys do get back, but it's still the HP damage they do with the missiles shooting them as well. It's just insane. So yeah, this battle turned from a battle that I was almost certainly going to lose. My front line broke almost instantly to the chariots just doing chariot things, and you can definitely quite easily do chariot doom stacks. I believe Legends actually done a video on it already where he just literally has all 18 units of chariots or 19 units of chariots, and he just right clicks every enemy unit and wins a battle, which is where you know they are OP. I'm going to move in here now, get a little bit too cocky at this point in the battle, seeing the victory is pretty close, and kind of commit my chariots a little bit too soon into this unit of spearmen from the front. Definitely never should do it from the front. So I'm going to try and make myself my way around, and then obviously hit these guys in the back. Luckily, the other hero is still chasing me, taking Achaean Slinger Fire, which is going to be reducing his HP down, and then we're going to engage against Achilles here as well. Achilles doing work right there. It was a real shame as well in my campaign I did as Achilles, was that as chariots come in, is I never actually got his good armor, which was a real shame because the epic missions bugged out for me because I was playing on an earlier build of the game, obviously early access. So yeah, it kind of sucked that we never got to look at Achilles with really nice armor because it was good. The hero actually smacking away some of the chariots as well. Luckily, I'm able to break their units. I mean, it's just the heroes left and one unit of heavy spears and a unit of spears chasing my slingers back there. So it was actually a really intense battle. We only just about managed to win it. We did claim victory. I mean, even at this point, it's still not looking, amazing. Again, this is still better than it is in Three Kingdoms. I much prefer this to the duel mechanic, but it's still a little bit messy. Troy definitely has shown some great positives. That's for sure. And hopefully, again, they can just take them forward into future games. It'll be interesting to see what they do with heroes in Warhammer 3, honestly, if they just decide to keep them the same, or if they actually just decide to, revamp them and add in custom animations like this. There's so many heroes for them to do, but they definitely could do it in one big last kind of like hurrah for the game. I mean, it is super popular as my chariots just Tokyo drift, DK their way through and into their hero. With only 2 minutes left of this battle as well, you can really see that the chariots just went ham, and obviously also going after this hero as well. The hero is actually going to be able to kill my chariots over on this flank, but luckily I do manage to, I actually managed to rout these guys, but I get very close and actually able to rout him as well. There you go. Victory is ours. So can I have any guesses to how many kills my chariots racked up in that battle? We're triple speeded through the last minute as I just charged down the last couple. I wanted Achilles to kill that hero. The battle is going to end. It's going to be extremely Pyrrhic, but look how many kills my chariots got. 2,400, almost 2,500 kills from just 2 basic chariot units. That is absolutely insane. So crazy. My infantry were just awful. Like, all you need is chariots. Like, my infantry just really struggled. Obviously, they're not super high tier, but they're only fighting militia. I kind of was really hoping for a bit more from them, but hey ho, that is what it is. But overall, pretty goddamn gross how strong the chariots are. But overall, it was a fun battle. That was like one of the battles I definitely did enjoy from Troy, which was great. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like and a comment down below. We've got lots going on next week, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be streaming CK2, getting ready for CK3, which is going to be super exciting. And yeah, maybe some Battle Brothers in there as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and fish out.